everybody, welcome back to my channel. Now I have already filmed this twice and today looks like today could be a good day to do a reshoot of this because the lighting in my room can be quite bad, but actually today it's quite good, so fingers crossed this one comes out okay. So I did promise you that I was going to review my collection of Tarte Cosmetics foundations which I bought from QVC several weeks ago. So today I thought we would do the Maneater collection. If you haven't seen the video for the haul, it is below and I'll put a link in the Dropbox for it. But the Maneater collection basically came with a load of stuff in it, which was really nice and beautiful and lovely packaging. So we're going to review some of those products today. So let me just grab them. Okay, here I am. So obviously I've never done a video like this before, so you'll have to just bear with me because I'm still trying to work out the kinks with regards to camera angles and where my mirror is and all that sort of stuff. So I hope it comes out okay. If you've got any feedback and you want to give it to me, just let me know. So the first thing that I was going to do is use the Amazonian Clay 12-hour foundation. Now this one is quite a thick consistency, so I will be using a primer with it because I do have very dry skin, and I suppose that's one of the really important things to mention at this point, is that everybody's skin is different, so everybody can come out differently with different foundations. I'm going to be using Fair Sand, which is the lightest shade that they stock on QVC, but I think there are other shades that you can get direct from Tarte, but Fair Sand was the lightest that they had, so let's give that one a go. Now the primer that I'm going to be using, which unfortunately isn't by Tarte, is the Ordinary silicone based primer. I'm trying this one out at the moment and I'm really enjoying it, and as a result I will be getting a few more bits from the Ordinary to try out, so watch this space. There is also a eyeshadow palette in this collection, which is just beautiful. There are some really beautiful colours in there, especially I absolutely love these two. They're really nice highlighter colours, and the darker shade makes a lovely corner colour as well, so we'll have a go at that. There is a mascara in the Maneater collection, which I will tell you a bit more about as we go on. Now also I do actually have in my possession at the moment the Tarte Shape Tape. Tarte Shape Tape, if anybody knows about this concealer, knows how much it's raved about on YouTube. It is fantastic, and I'll be using that today to give you guys a show of how well this works, because I really struggle with concealers, and that one's brilliant for me. And it came with a big brush, a huge brush to apply the foundation, so we are going to use the brush today. I don't usually use a brush for my foundation, so we will see how that goes. Okay, so we're going in with the Ordinary primer, which comes in at £3.90 on the Ordinary website, and it is just a fantastic silicone based primer which is really good for going underneath makeup, or can just be used as a finishing product to your skincare routine. Now the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation comes in at around about £36 on the Tarte Cosmetics website, or you can buy it from independents such as Amazon or QVC in the UK, for example. Now it's a slightly thicker consistency, it does have a sort of creamier feel to it. I've got quite dry skin, so for me, a thin layer of this probably is enough to give me reasonable coverage. If I went in with a thicker layer, it may crease up on me slightly during the day, but we will have a go and see how we get on with one layer. Now I found that by applying this with a brush it gave a really nice finish. I have tried it with a sponge, but the sponge application was a little bit more cakey and didn't really go into the skin as well. It wasn't quite looking as flawless as this finish, which almost just looks invisible and melted and dewy into the skin. So I actually prefer the brush finish on this one. Now I'm going to go in with the second primer on my eyes, which is the Benefit I'm using the Balm Cosmetics eye primer just over the eyes to help with the application of eyeshadow. That comes in at around £16.50 and you can buy it from places like Superdrug. Now I have got the Tarte Architect system for brows. I actually really liked this product. It came in one of the other collections that I will be talking about later on this week, but it did have a really nice brow. It's kind of like pomade pen type thing with it, and it does come with a highlighter as well in the cap. Now it's a little bit warmer for my personal shade, and it was in the shade Fair, so it was a little bit lighter as well, but actually it did just fill in my brows really nicely and give me a really good sort of starting point. Really, still slightly natural, but at the same time you could go in and be a little bit harsher with it because of it being a slightly lighter colour, but as I said, it does come off a little bit warm, and I think it's around about £19 on the Tarte website, this one. So quite reasonable for what it is, especially since you get the little spoolie that you can go in and use to kind of fix up any of your mistakes, and the highlighter as well. But the highlighter is a little bit glittery, so if you're not into glitter, I'd probably say you probably won't want to use the highlighter, so to speak. So now to the Maneater piece de resistance, the palette. Now they actually smell like they've got like a vanilla-y scent to them, which is amazing. The shades are all very buttery and creamy, and go on so easily. I mean, I am using some of the Spectrum brushes here, and you don't really have to do very much blending at all. They are very buttery, but there is quite a bit of fallout on them. So what I would say is when you are doing them, do not do your concealer until you've done your full eyeshadow look, because otherwise you're going to end up with eyeshadow all in your concealer, and it's going to look a great big mess. As you can see, you do get a bit of fallout, and it does kind of just go under. When I'm doing the corners of my eyes, you can see it just sort of falls underneath slightly. So I highly recommend doing your concealer afterwards. But the shades are really lovely, and they blend together beautifully. I really adored those two top shades that I've used there, because they just kind of, being that I've got pale skin, I find it hard to get that sort of highlighted look, but with these two colours, they really kind of highlighted the inside corners of my eye and just made them pop, which was really lovely. I really liked the formula. As I said, it is very soft. Now you can't get the palette on its own at the moment in the UK, but I'm sure there are some for sale on eBay and places like that if you're looking to get one. So we're now going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape. Now this has been all over social media and it is quite hard to get hold of. But if you can get them, they're usually about £19 if you buy them directly from Tarte Cosmetics, or about 20 to 25 with a mini beauty blender from QVC. Now I use the lightest shade Fair, and to be fair, I will never ever use another concealer. I'm saying that with the knowledge that maybe that one day will change, but at the moment this is literally the most brightening, beautiful consistency. It does crease just slightly, but I do have very dry under eyes, so that doesn't surprise me, but it just makes me look like I've had the best night's sleep ever. It's fantastic. Now I'm going to go in and do my eyeliner and my liquid liner, and I'm not going to do that on camera because I am really rubbish at it. So there you go, it's done. Easy peasy. And I am getting a little bit better at them flicks. Yay! But then obviously there is also the Maneater mascara. Now it is still available on QVC, this one, and you can now buy it in a double set on Easy Pay, which works out to be around about, I think it's about £24 to £25, which is amazing value. It's very, very separating and lifting, and I always use eyelash curlers because I do think they really, really help my eyelashes, but I just really enjoyed using this brush as well. It was very, very easy to use and allowed me to get right into the corners because it has got that sort of ball end on it, which generally works really, really well. Now this isn't the sort of mascara that I could use on my lower lash line, and I don't actually use mascara very often on the bottom because I have very long lashes. Now I am just going to go down in with some RMCA powder. Now my concealer has started to set along with my foundation just to give it a little bit more coverage. Oh, and a cup of tea is definitely required at this point. Yeah, so that just helps everything stay in place really. And the RMCA powder is about £12 from Beauty Bay, and is very affordable and brilliant if you are a paley like me. Now for contour, I actually use a blusher from MAC, which I found to be a really, really good shade of contour for me. It's very, very sort of slightly, it's just a really good colour. It works really well. It's not too harsh, very, very gentle, and is just perfect. I have no problem using that. I think it came in about £12–15, something like that, and I've got it in my MAC palette. NARS Orgasm for blusher. Amazing. I absolutely love this colour. It is one of my favourites. It's very buildable as well, so you can have it a little bit brighter, a little bit less bright if you want. Now for bronzer, I also use an alternative product. So I use the Sheer Glow by MAC illuminating face cover stuff. It's basically in medium colour rather than a bronzer. For me this is a bronzer, so it works really well and gives a nice sheen to the skin without it being too shiny. Now lipstick wise, I don't have a lot of lipsticks, so I'm just going to go in with one of my Jeffree Stars and slap it on. I don't like to have my lipstick looking too heavy. I prefer to see some of my natural lip coming through, so I always tend to sheer out liquid lipsticks or generally any lipstick, because I find that whatever I do anyway, they fade. So just a nice little bit of a softer colour works really, really well for me. Now going in with my Prep and Prime just to kind of help that powder soften onto the skin. Oh yeah, and dry it off quickly. Zoeva highlighter, amazing, amazing. I am loving the spring collection. It comes in around about £19 off Beauty Bay or Cult Beauty, and there's a lovely, lovely pinky tone in there, which works really, really well for us pale skin tone people. I do sometimes just go in under my brow bone just to give a little bit of extra colour. Okay guys, so that is the finished look. I probably put a little bit too much blusher on today, but that is fine. I'm only going to be pottering around the house. So I'm also going to do some baking today. I'm very excited. I love a little bit of baking on a day off. So what I would say is the application is beautiful, really, really nice, and the foundation is very, very buildable. Now my favourite product out of the entire Maneater collection has to be the mascara. Now this is really, really comparable to the Benefit mascara. They're real. This and this, I would almost say that this is slightly more separating than this is, but the amount of buildability and the amount of lift that it gives my lashes is very, very similar. I'm really happy that I found this mascara actually, because I absolutely love it to death. So really, really nice. The foundation, I would say, is okay. It's not my favourite foundation in the world. What I find with this is when you use it, you do have to kind of wait for it to sort of settle into the skin before you kind of powder it, because it kind of goes through this phase where it gets a little bit cakey and then it kind of just melts. So it applies really nicely, then it kind of cakes up a little bit and then it relaxes. So for me, this isn't my favourite because I do have to take a little time to kind of just let it kind of do its thing, but it's alright, it's okay. It's not the bestest of coverages for me, and it doesn't tend to last 12 hours on my skin. What I will do is I'll do a close-up now and then we'll check back later and see how it's all holding up. The other thing I would say is the palette, the eyeshadow palette, are really, really good. Now, I wouldn't say that they have the staying power or non-crease power of my MAC Cosmetics eyeshadows, because they do crease up on me by the end of the day, but not quite as badly as some other eyeshadows have done. So, obviously, I don't know if you can see, let's have a little look. So I don't have any sort of cakiness or anything like that at the moment. It's looking pretty good. So let's get back in a few hours' time and see how we're doing. Hey guys, welcome back. So I've come in my bathroom because it's the best light in here for this time of the day, and it is just gone about 5 o'clock. So with that in mind, I thought I would do, being that it's been on 7 hours now, that I thought I would do a bit of a kind of review of how we're going. Now I have got a little bit of settling in some of my creases. On my forehead there, it has faded slightly on my nose, got a little bit of patchiness just there. The chin is not looking too bad, but I haven't been doing anything too sweaty today, and we have just got a little bit where it's sort of going in the creases, but that's nothing new for me. So foundations tend to do that on me after about 6 or 7 hours, but generally speaking the rest of it is looking pretty good. The eyeshadow is holding up well. We're starting to get just a little bit of creasing in the top crease of my eye, but nothing more than I normally expect to get, or what I would expect from a reasonably quality good eyeshadow. Obviously, as I said, my MAC ones do perform a little bit better than this. They literally do not crease at all. But where I've kind of powdered, which is my problem area, yes, it's starting to lift, but not massively. It's not, doesn't look like someone's come along and washed off the inside top, like through my T-zone. It's okay, it's not too bad, but I am a perfectionist and I do like everything to look perfect. So yeah, for me, I can just see a few little bits, but it's nothing major. So with that in mind, I would say this is pretty good foundation. It's a pretty good collection for value for money. So I'd say if anyone's interested in the Tarte foundations, do give them a go, give them a try, see what you think of them. I would say if anyone's got normal to oily skin, this is going to be a really, really good foundation for you. So guys, have a lovely evening. Hopefully I will get this uploaded in the next couple of hours or so, because obviously, as I said, it's my day off. I really wanted to do another review later on, but I don't think I'm going to have enough time, so I'll probably just leave some comments in the drop box as to how we're getting on throughout the day. So guys, have a wonderful evening, and I am getting ready for a bath. So see you later, bye!